David Leavitt, known anti-Gamergater and anti-Trumper, freelance writer for CBS, AXS, Yahoo, Examiner, and etc., it says on his Twitter profile. Well, he probably won't be employed too much longer after this tweet went viral. Multiple confirmed fatalities at Manchester Arena. The last time I listened to Ariana Grande, I almost died too. What didn't kill were his numerous attempts at a joke about Ariana Grande being a Starbucks item. But either way, let's just go ahead and look at all of the tweets of people who were quite pissed off. And apparently, he is being scrubbed from the internet from people who were previously claiming to employ him. Now, this first image was from a Heavy article, and I figured I'd pull a few things from that. Yes, he's pissed off enough people on both sides of the political spectrum that there are articles going up saying, fuck this guy, which it was probably not the best time to tell a very, very dark joke. I mean, a bunch of kids just got fucking killed, you know? Anyway, Leavitt has apologized, saying he didn't realize the magnitude of the tragedy. His tweet saying, "Sorry for offending, didn't realize the magnitude of the tragedy. I always make stupid jokes about whatever's trending. Condolences to families." And I like dark humor quite a bit. As the saying goes, dark humor is like food, not everyone gets it. So as much as I like dark humor, timing is very crucial. And when a bunch of kids die, it's not exactly the best time to make a joke about it within an hour or two after a very, very tragic event. And that's coming from somebody who really likes the occasional dead person joke. As an anti-Gamergater, his own community's even closing in on him. Fellow gaming writers believe that Leavitt's career is over. CBS News PR has tweeted out, "David Leavitt does not work for CBS News." And Alana Pierce tweeted out, "I see you're incapable of empathy. If it helps, try to imagine that someone you know died today and how mad you would be at this shitty tweet." And then Parker Mole points out that he has been making the same joke since 2014. He says, "Earlier today," and I believe this was after the attack, "honestly, for over a year I thought an Ariana Grande was something you ordered at Starbucks. Previously, an Ariana Grande. Things you thought you were real." And then another one. "Honestly, I thought a hashtag Ariana Grande was a type of hashtag coffee you ordered at hashtag Starbucks." Ugh. It is pretty amusing, to say the least. But moving on. Ian Miles Cheong of Heat Street tweeted out, "You had no intention of apologizing. You would have realized your error the minute your responses hit, but you didn't care." And Susan Arendt says, "It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it plays off for him." Followed by Chris Scullion saying, "That's odd. Your tweet disappeared after people started threatening to report you to your commissioning editors. Don't worry, I can help." And Drew Olenoff saying, "So 4 tweets in, you realize the magnitude. Yeah, not buying it, especially when you lead off with fatalities. Piece of shit." And Meg Bethany Reed, "Whenever there's a tragedy like the one in Manchester tonight, you always get one messed up idiot making a joke out of it. Fuck you." Fair enough. As you can see from these tweets from his supposed employers, everywhere he claims to have work is disavowing him and any of the statements that he has made, and he will very likely not be able to find work with these people anymore. I abhor the idea of chasing a man's employers down and asking them to vouch for their employee based on their statements. I think it's a very cowardly thing to do to try to get somebody fired because of something they said on Twitter. I'm sticking to that, by the way, and this might have been a poorly timed attempt at dark humor, but I don't think the joke is the problem. A lot of people who are angry at this man are doing so out of his hypocrisy, him being a crazy leftist SJW, and holding people to their own standards is just as important as holding yourself to your own. I don't think that it's so much he said an insensitive joke, but that people are attempting to highlight the fact that he is a hypocrite. I must reiterate, though, as much as I think holding a person to their own standards is good, I don't think people should have to worry about their jobs because of something insensitive they said on Twitter, right? It could be reprehensible, could be very poorly timed, but going out of your way to try to get the person to lose their livelihood, not be able to pay their bills, I find it, to me, over the line. And I really hope that I'm wrong. Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions that these people who are so-called holding him to his own standard aren't the ones that are going out and trying to destroy him. Maybe they're just other leftists that would be normally allies of him if he were to say just, I don't know, anything critical of Trump. If that's the case, I don't feel all of that bad. But I really hope that the ones that are pro-Gamergaters aren't reporting him to his employers, because that's the type of shit that SJWs do. It's not cool, in my opinion. Now, we should all be free to say what we like. We are free to be open to the criticism of others because of the things that we say. But I find it almost like, what's the word? Like the tattletale, right? Like going to the parents, be like, he said this over here. Look, you don't need to try to get the guy fired or get him to not be able to pay his rent. I think that's a bit over the fucking line, personally. And that'll be it for that. Let me know what you think in the comments. But I have this little clip here. I think it's a little over a minute long, maybe 2 minutes. And it's a man on Fox apologizing to Chris Brown and Chris Brown fans for making an insensitive joke. I thought it might be an interesting time to have this as the end video. So enjoy.
Welcome back. Let's find out if we've got anything wrong so far. For that, we go to TV's Andy Levy. Hey, Andy.
Hey, Greg. Before we begin, I want to take a minute to talk about something that happened Tuesday night. Around 8 o'clock here on the East Coast, R&B singer Chris Brown tweeted, "No more planking for me unless it's on a sexy lady, LOL." So I saw this tweet, and I retweeted it, adding, "You spelled punching wrong." Obviously a reference to the fact that Brown was arrested in 2009 for assaulting his then-girlfriend, Rihanna. But now, in the light of day, I'd like to apologize to Chris Brown and to his fans who are known as Team Breezy. To Mr. Brown, I apologize for referencing the fact that you beat the crap out of Rihanna. It was disrespectful of me to draw attention to the fact that you put your girlfriend in the hospital. And further, it was not my place to make people remember that you beat a woman with your fists, leaving her with multiple facial contusions, a bloody nose, and a split lip. I know that now. I also appreciate the fact that you tweeted me, letting me know that children conduct themselves better than I do. You are correct, and I can only hope to one day mature to the point where I can conduct myself in a more adult manner, possibly by throwing a chair out of a window and storming out of a building with my shirt off. I ask only for your patience. To Team Breezy, I would like to also say that I'm sorry, and thank you for your thousands of tweets, which taught me a lot about the creative possibilities of spelling, grammar, and syntax, possibilities I never even imagined before last night. In particular, I'd like to thank the female members of Team Breezy, who have taught me that as long as you can sing, you can beat the living hell out of a woman, and other women will still love you. And lastly, I apologize to everyone for using Twitter to subtly address the fact that I think it's disgusting that a guy who put his girlfriend in the hospital can, a mere 2 years later, be warmly welcomed back into society and appear on shows such as Saturday Night Live as if everything he did magically never happened. It won't happen again.
That's nice.
Thank you. Really, Greg, the only thing Chris Brown is guilty of?
What?
A felony. Shall we go on?
Yes.
Okay.